Alright guys, time for the final device in the series. Here it is. And this I just got today. So let's look at it. You can see there's a weird little logo on the front. And the alarm overall just looks weird. Like it could be like a European sounder, but I'm not sure. It's a Pfannenberg model number PA-1. 10 to 57 volt DC. Rated for EN54-3 Type B. You can see it is EAC and CE compliant, VDS compliant. And on the other side is another sticker. Audible appliance for fire alarm service, special application, and for general signaling, non-fire alarm use. It is UL and CUL listed. For fire alarm service at 24 to 48 volts DC. With a minimum sound pressure level for UL at 77 dBA and for CUL at 86 dBA. Rated for type F and G styles and suitable for indoor and outdoor use. NEMA type 4 and type 4X. So yes, it's a European sounder. Here's the box. The original German tag on it. From a company called Ullmann. And then the Pfannenberg stickers on the back. And according to this label, it was produced in March of 2015. So, let's go ahead and pop this open here. To open it up, you have to give these little, I don't know what you want to call them, like, they're not quite screws, but they're like securing pin thingies. Give them about a third turn to the left to pop them open. And then we can have a look on the inside here. So, here's the back of the unit. You can see it has a little 4-pin plug over here, and then you've got 8 terminals. 2 each. Positive, negative, C1, and C2. Now, C1 and C2 are positive terminals. So yeah, that's that. Now for the sounder itself. So there's your pin connection. So obviously you can only mount this to the box in one way. You have a 6-way dip switch over here. And your volume potentiometer is here. And then there's these 2 weird looking like switch things. I will get this little thing's instruction manual out and we can take a look at what those switches are for. So here's the instruction manual. It's super thick because there's multiple languages covered in here. Let's get to the English instructions though. So this is it's the operating and installation instruction manual for the PA-1 sounder and the PA-X1 sounder strobe. So it gives you like all of your ratings and stuff that you need to know. And what tones can be used in what setting. And sound pressure levels and all that good stuff. And then on the next page here is some operating instructions. So basically how to install it, and then a little bit on how to operate it. These diagrams here are for the sounder strobe. This one here is for the sounder. And there's the switches right there. So they call them blocking diodes. The next page gives you a little more insight on what those diodes do. So, this S1 here select, let's see here. So when S1 is open, tone selection takes place through the control input C1 and C2 on the circuit board. The supply voltage must always be applied together with the two control inputs. So that's basic tone selection there. Down here is for any DC version of this sounder, tone selection through control input without changing the supply. So that means you can do the C1 tone, C2 tone, or both. I'll explain what C1 and C2 and C1 plus C2 is here in a sec. And the third way to operate this is through polarity reversal. Just like it sounds. You take the positive and the negative terminal and then you flip the voltages on them. So now your positive terminal is 0 volts, or the negative side. And then your negative terminal has the positive voltage of 24 volts or whatever. And that activates the C1 plus C2 tone. And there's how the switches have to be in order for that to happen. Then over here, it explains about the SSM soft start module that you could use if you'd like, which this sounder does not have. And then here it explains resistance for supervision purposes, of course. Now, at the way back here is your giant tone table, and I mean giant, okay? Now, this thing has listed up 152 tones. Not true. Doesn't have actually 152. I think last count, I think this had 81. Oh no, 80 actually, because we take out the first tone here, because first tone is nothing, literally nothing. So it has 80 tones that you can choose from, and then there's how to choose tones with the dip switch. Now, you can see here, so your basic tone is here in this gray column, and then the 3 columns next to it are the C1, C2, and the C1 plus C2. Those inputs. That's where those other inputs come into place for like staged signaling. So yeah, that's the overview of the Pfannenberg PA-1 sounder. Now that we've got all the overviews through, we can start testing our devices.